Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Daily Move with your host, Ajamu Bernard. Now, if you know me, you know I usually don't let people into my house and all of this stuff, but this is an emergency. Listen, we're all going through it. I love you guys so much. So what I'm doing is I'm opening my house and I'm opening up my home studio. My objective is to share with you what you should be doing, the things that you need to do. Like, we're going through a transition. Everybody understands how important movement is. You've got to move every day. And now that we're locked in our houses, how you move and the fact that you do intelligent movement is so important. So in the Daily Show, what I'm going to do every day is introduce you to something new, different, interesting, creative. I'm going to try to change your perspective on how you can move and what exercise equipment actually is. I'm going to try to inspire you to try something different every day. And honestly, well, I'm trying to build a community of movers and people who are willing to share the fact that they're willing to do whatever it takes to stay moving at the highest level. So, welcome to my home gym. Let me take you to the cardio room first. So, this is the cardio room. And the cardio room has our lovely skipping rope. We have space for skipping inside here. We can do squats and anything we need for just space and just lifting the heart rate. So this is a cardio space. So the equipment, like, you remember your skipping rope from when you were in school, like the jump rope, as my friend Buddy Lee likes to make sure it's always called, is honestly one of the easiest and most versatile ways for you to work on your cardiovascular, your running patterns, your speed patterns, your proprioception time. Jump rope, don't underestimate it. And you don't need to do anything more fancy than do it the same way boxing rounds do or MMA rounds. You can do 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, 3 minutes on, 1 minute off. If you can get through 10 rounds, then you're a real champion. Let me introduce you to our next piece of equipment. Now, I know this looks like a kitchen counter, but it's not. It's only a kitchen counter when we're cooking on it. Any other time, this is an accessory for exercise. Yes, I just put my foot on the counter, but hey, you're gonna disinfect it anyway, so what's the difference? Okay, so what I'm saying is, anything in your house is a good prop for exercise. Don't underestimate this. This is not a home run. This is a gym. See? Look, we even have the TVs up. It's all ready for you. Please enter my yoga room. Yes, this is the yoga space. So as you can see, I have 2 mats because, well, as you work with me, I will help you guys see how important mobility, flexibility, core strength is to your performance and your strength long term. So don't never forget that we're doing this so that we can stay on the top. If you're not sure that the war is coming anymore, it's coming. So you need to get ready, okay? You need to be ready to climb fences and get over mountains. You don't know what you have to get away from. So, okay, so a good yoga mat is dense and a little sticky. I keep my yoga mat on the floor. In my opinion, the best postures are standing. Whether you're doing yoga or just standing calisthenics, to be able to do it barefoot and to have a sticky surface to support you, that's the purpose of a yoga mat. Let's leave this room. So now we enter the Pilates studio. Okay, and the Pilates studio, it's slightly different. Okay, and essentially what we're talking about is the difference in the mat. Okay, so if Pilates, the primary Pilates series is taught on the floor on your back. Okay, so there's less need for standing in Pilates. So my Pilates mat is softer, less sticky, and more able to absorb my spine weight. Like, it's there for me to be able to feel the floor. It's really, the mat is technically an apparatus that helps you access your body. In the Daily Show, we will have Pilates classes, Pilates lessons. I'll introduce you to this, but I wanted to have the two mats so you can see that there's a difference between what you're going to be using. Okay, next section. Let's come over to our recovery tools. So as you can see here, I have a wide selection of rollers, all different shapes and sizes and densities. You honestly can't have too many. If there's one that I recommend you must have, it's to have this shape right here. And if you have one that's a foam roller, maybe this is the time for you to upgrade to a version that has a hard inside and a softer outside. That's how most of them are being designed nowadays. You can find them, you get what you pay for. So when you're looking at these rollers, just do recognize that most companies are putting a significant amount of engineering into it. So when you're looking for a roller, read the box. The shape is the most important thing, but the material will make a difference in how well your body responds to it. We'll talk about that on a different show. Please enter the strength training room. Well, I shouldn't have to call it a strength training room as much as I'm introducing to you the most versatile and easy to use strength training tools out there. And in this time where we're stuck inside, I can't think of anything more important for you to learn how to use than your kettlebells. Now, if you have kettlebells, you've been using them in the gym, this is my friendly jest. If the swing is your number one kettlebell exercise, you don't know a lot of good kettlebell exercises. And I say that with a lot of respect as somebody who's been using kettlebells for a long time. But inside, you're gonna learn why you need to learn to do more than swinging. And so I'm gonna introduce you guys to that and do workshops. Thursday is the Kettlebell Samurai show, so we do kettlebell workshops on Thursdays. And yeah, the pièce de résistance, we forgot, almost forgot. Okay, so usually I'm working out of a gym, and usually I have this installed in a squat rack or something different. Come closer so they can see this one. So this is the first time I've installed a T-Rex in my house here. I haven't had to do that before. And in a nutshell, I got caught up international travel, so I'm not where I'm always at. So I never had I had to rig this. So I had my T-Rex in my bag from when I was traveling, but I had no setup. So I've had to call the hardware stores and go back channels. Don't tell nobody. But okay, so this is a 1x3 that I bought and painted and I had cut. And then this D-ring you can get from any hardware store. It's a simple setup. So I had to drill and then attach with the nuts and bolts, and then so the D-ring's attached to the wood, and then I had to find the studs, and then I put the wood on top of the door frame, and I put it right on the door frame so that it can have a lot of support. And this has been working great. And one thing I like about this, I know my door is closed, that's just because that's my bedroom back there, but I can open my door and have access to things on the other side of the anchor point. So that's why I did this instead of just using a regular door anchor, because, well, right now between my kettlebells and my TRX, those are gonna be my number one strength training tools that we got going on, So, home gym, yes. So, okay, here's the perspective shift for the day. You all know how important moving is, and you all know that we're going through this massive change in the world. So let that change be everywhere. What I want to say in terms of moving in this time, you got to be aware of your schedule. You need to hold a movement schedule. I'm not talking about work and all that stuff. That's not what I'm here to. I'm talking about moving, because moving is more important than working. So you've got to find a way to hold an intelligent movement schedule that takes on your strength, your mobility, your breathing, and your cardiovascular health. All of those things, you got to do that. So that's number one. You got to build a schedule. Number two, when you're exercising, I need you to have an intent. Okay, you're not just moving just because you need to move. We've got to find a way to set moving with performance and growth standards. Just because we're trapped in this box doesn't mean we don't have to grow. We do have to grow mentally and physically for us to progress. Lastly, you got to bring everybody in. Your family, your spouse. Like, I know there's a lot of situations where one person loves to work out and the other person's trying to find it, or maybe two people don't, whatever it is. There's the intent of getting better has got to be there, and the intensity has got to be there as well. So whether you're, doing it with your kids, doing it with your spouse, doing it by yourself, you've got to find a way to bring those three things in there for you to keep moving. All right, beautiful people, that is going to wrap up today's episode of The Daily Move with Ajamu Bernard. Until next time, make your move.